Hello, running community. Runners Speak here, coming to you live with our first ever podcast, and I can see we've got a decent crowd here, but I can also see you've all gotten back from a good run, so we'll try to keep this brief but entertaining. Today we're going to be discussing something that we all know, the medal table that we know today, and how it came to be. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. Race bling. Gold, silver, and bronze. But did you know that there's much more to the history of these awards than we may have previously known? I only recently found these facts out myself when I looked them up. So, get comfy everyone, but I promise you, we'll do our best to keep it fun. Our story takes place in 1904, in St. Louis, Missouri to be exact, the site of the Olympic Games on American soil for that year. 1904 marked a major turning point for the Olympic Games medal table, for it was the first appearance of the gold medal. Prior to 1904, only silver and bronze appeared on the world stage. The silver medal was held for first, and the bronze for second place. So when the gold medal made its appearance for the first place award, it was also the turning point for third place being acknowledged, as prior to 1904, only first and second made the podium. The Olympic medal is considered to be an ultimate prize in the athletic community, by many, yours truly included. Minting the Olympic medal was traditionally the responsibility of the host city, and from 1928 to 1968, the design was always the same. The front side showing a design by the Florentine artist of Italy named Giuseppe. The text on the back carried the motto of the host city. From that time to 1978 to the year 2000, Giuseppe's design, or a slight moderation, remained on the front side of the medal, and they decided to mix it up on the reverse side at times by sometimes putting in a landmark or a design of the host city along with the motto. You know, the Olympic Games is the ultimate athletic validation, and it's something many people strive for, but it's not going to be the only focus of today, so I'm sure we're all curious to hear more. The next part of our podcast here, we're going to be discussing, well, an experience of mine that I'm sure many of my fellow runners out there can relate to, in a difference between track and trail and road running. In a track run, you have a pre-selected number of athletes, say 8, maybe 10, and it's pretty clear-cut to determine who's first, second, and third. And no, I don't just mean because of the medals. I mean because it's clear to see who crossed the line first, second, and third, etc., etc. In a road race or a trail race, it's not quite as easy, as, in these events, you have different age and gender divisions all mixed together, as well as runners of different ability. So, predicting who's going to come out the champion, or even come last, isn't so clear-cut. The experience I'm referring to when I say I imagine many of you can relate took place on June 8th in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario. I had entered the International Haulers Run, which was being held for the second year, and I actually took the podium finish of third place in the men's division. Now, at first, I was pretty shocked and pretty excited, but at the same time, I questioned myself as I felt I hadn't run my best. But at the same time, I had achieved a podium finish, so I guess the question I was asking was this a result of skill and hard work, or was it the result of pure chance? I'm sure many other runners have had this experience before as, we all can't answer quite so easily, did we run the best on the day? Because there's no marker on athletes' race bibs to determine who's in your division, who's ahead of whom. Quite often, the lead runners who take first, second, and third, they're separated from the pack completely almost immediately. But the answer I would choose to give you here today is it's a bit of both. There's no guarantee what size of a running field we're going to encounter on race day, just as there's no clear-cut certainty as to what weather conditions we're going to face either. If you ran your best of ability on the day and you achieved something for it, I just say, take pride in it. And even if you feel you didn't do your best, just work harder for the next time. To part 3 of our segment. The rejection of the silver medal and the embracing of the bronze. There's some fun facts to the medal table we know today, and here's one that I bet many people didn't know about that took place in 1995, a study carried out by social psychologist Victoria Medvick, Scott Maddie, and Thomas Gilovic as to the effects of counterfactual thinking in the Olympic Games and athletic competition. Their study revealed a surprising result, as it showed that the athletes who achieved the silver medal were much more dissatisfied than those who achieved bronze. It seemed that the silver medalists, they achieved a great honor, but they were primarily disappointed because they had missed their chance at gold, whereas the bronze medalists, they were simply grateful to have made the podium and were much more content. I guess this is a way of saying, even if you achieve something highly prized, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy. And there's a lot to back that up. I've heard athletes who've come in first place say, I may have won gold today, but I didn't do my best, because when I've done my best, I can come dead last, but be a lot more happy. Ask me, there's a lesson in that. Today's segment is nearing its end, so we'll try to wrap it up with a few more fun facts and a few other things that maybe would make you think. The medal table we know today, it's a great thing, and it all had its beginning, and some of us wonder, will it continue to evolve? A few years back, there was a debate by some as to whether there should be a 4th place medal. But I don't think we've come quite that far yet. But even so, many races that we know of, there was a time when they only honored the overall runners, the top 3. But, as things have changed, we now honor gender and age divisions as well, which is a sign of progress in the modern world. I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up today. Yes, all of you, your presence was appreciated. And I hope very much to come to you with more podcasts and more segments. And I hope very much that after you leave here today, you'll consider sharing your own experiences. No matter what medal you took, or whether or not you took a medal at all, always remember that when you choose to run, you're beating everyone who chose to stay on the couch. That in and of itself is a victory. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.